Hi, thank you so much for joining me. For those of you who are not familiar with me already, my name is LaQuanda Jefferson. I am a psychotherapist here in the Atlanta area, and this segment involves 5 essential elements of selecting a partner. So, people always talk about being single and satisfied, No, you're not. You're not. Because naturally, as individuals, as human beings, we naturally are driven to develop attachments. Okay? We all want attachments. We want effective attachments. And then on top of that, we want secure attachments. So here's the thing. We have to find a mate, right? To establish those attachments, right? So we end up in the circular pattern of dating and just simply not finding the right one, or dating and being hurt time after time after time after time. And those attachment injuries lead to detrimental and sometimes self-defeating behaviors in our patterns, in our personality overall. Okay. So I've developed a list of 5 basic and essential elements that you need to address and encompass as you move forward and you start to select a mate. Okay? And I'll get into it now. So, number 1 on my list is non-negotiables. There has to be a certain degree of insight on what it is that you definitely don't want in your life in order for you to attract something that is going to be long-standing and give you something that personally resonates with you, and says, I need this for the rest of my life. I need this. I love this. This was made for me. Okay. So your list of non-negotiables should include things that are normally huge pet peeves for you or roadblocks for you in success in relationships. Because by now you've been in probably a couple of relationships. And even if you have not, you could be developing this list with all insight on the relationships that you've had a chance to observe as a part of your system. Maybe your parents, or your aunts and uncles or grandparents. Someone has been in a relationship around you and you've observed some things that you realize were not for you. Okay? So develop that list of non-negotiables and move on to the next one. And this is one that I really like a lot. A colleague of mine wrote an article on the number 1 reason marriages fail in today's society. And I've talked about this so often in couples work. And it never dawned on me that I was pushing for the same thing, right? But the number 1 reason that marriages fail is expectations. But not just expectations of any type. The expectations that we have that we don't communicate. There are certain things that we feel, it should be just automatic. This person should know this person should know that. We should not be having this conversation because this person should just know these things. Who was supposed to tell them? Did you tell them? Did you write it down? Did you give them, print, email, send them a memo maybe? That answer is probably no. Because we have lots of things that we do, and it's not necessarily a very effective mode of communication. We do lots of things and we just expect people to read our minds. That's not fair. Because you don't want to read anybody's mind. You want people to communicate with you. You've got to learn to communicate with them, okay? So let go of those expectations that you cannot or will not communicate freely with your partner, okay? So, moving to the next one. Get in touch with you. I love this one. We love to be judgmental of the next person, but the one thing that we fail to acknowledge, and it's not that we don't know it, we just simply don't want to acknowledge it. We all have issues. In order for you to be in an effective relationship, you've got to address the issues of you. Get in touch with yourself. Figure out what it is that you're missing, that you need to help you feel fulfilled. Figure out what that thing is. Be honest with yourself in determining what that thing is as well. Because the more honest you are with yourself, the more likely you are to have long-standing relationships of any type, not even just companionships. Okay? Know your worth and potential is number 4. So during this time that you were getting in touch with you should have fallen in love. You should have fallen in love with yourself. Because you know what? The number one thing that we forget to do is to address trauma issues. Oh, did she say it? Yeah, she did. Every single individual has some type of significant trauma that they have experienced or witnessed directly in their lives that contributes to the maladaptive behavior or negative communication cycles that they have and tend to remit with other people. Okay? So when you have addressed that self-work, you should always know more than anything else that you should love yourself. You should also know your worth. You should know also your potential, okay? So right now, on a self-worth scale, let's just say 10 is the absolute best and you've got everything to offer in a relationship. You have no issues of self that have not been addressed. You are so individuated, and at the same time, you understand the very important thing to most relationships is that you have to be involved in the system, and at the same time, you have to be an individual who is ready to grow independently as well. Let's just say you're there. How do you communicate that worth? With your actions. Okay? Now, it's one thing to be successful in life. And it's another thing to be successful in life and communicate and walk and move in a way that says that you know you're successful in life. So, what does that look like? It involves you no longer trying to keep up with the Joneses. It involves you no longer trying to make other people feel that you are adequate because you know that you are adequate. It involves you knowing that you are worth more and that you continue to have the potential to grow every single day. So your potential for growth elevates you to a level to where you expect nothing but the best out of your partner's potential. You know I said potential, right? Nobody is perfect. And you have to accept that. The art of selecting a partner involves you understanding, which is number 5, that you need to focus on you while you're selecting this partner. Let them show you who they are. And don't question them. Believe them when they show you. Let them show you who they are. Believe them and take them for their actions. Do not bring past transgressions into your current successions. Do you understand what I'm saying? That means that while you were addressing those self-issues, you addressed the trauma. You addressed the hurt. You addressed the maladaptive negative cycles that you intended to take to your next relationship. And you know what you did with it? You threw it in the trash because that's where it belongs. Nobody says you need to box up anything. Getting to know who we are involves so much more than I could even write or record in a video. But the number one thing it involves is honest communication with self. Be honest with yourself. Be honest about your faults. Be honest about your strengths. Be honest about your level of resilience. And being honest with that will bring you the perfect mate. Because we are all imperfect individually, but the thing that makes us the perfect mate for the other person is that we're the perfect imperfection that is meant to meet the imperfections in that other person, that makes them also perfect, because now we're a unit and we're meant to grow. I intended to keep this message under 10 minutes, and I am there. I love you guys. Have a great day.